Hello, everybody.
Connected to PilotEdge.
Just gonna wait here and let people join up. Just waiting for people to join up. Just waiting for people to join up here. A couple more minutes and then we'll get started. Let's say another 3 minutes and we'll get started here. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Just waiting a couple more minutes here, giving people a chance to join up, and then we're gonna dive in. That's good, man. Glad to hear that. Nice. Where are you going? Oh, before I forget, make sure I did that. Nice. Love Heathrow. Flown in there a few times. Oh, look, we got, I think, some landing traffic at John Wayne right now. Fun. Thank you, PilotEdge. Keeping it interesting. Just gonna wait another minute or two here and then we'll get underway. Super excited for this flight. Should be fun. Alright, that's the 3-minute mark, so that's a great question, man. I'm going to get into that right now. So we're sitting on the tarmac here at John Wayne. We're at gate 21. Anyone who's unfamiliar, John Wayne is just slightly southeast of Los Angeles, and we're heading over to Las Vegas. So that's exciting. So, I'm going to do this from the ground up. So, first things first, I'm going to jump over to SimBrief here. I'm going to get my, so you go to the dispatch tab, click on my flight plan, and then go to new flight. You do have to have an account, so just set that up. Under depart here, we're going to depart from John Wayne. We're going to Las Vegas. I'm going to select our aircraft here, which is the 737-800. We're going to depart runway 20 right. I'm assuming we're going to get 26 left into Las Vegas. Altitude, we're going to cruise at 29,000 feet. And we're going to go ahead and set our cargo to auto here. And that's really all I do in terms of getting my SimBrief set up. So then you click Generate OFP, hit yes. Yeah, man, I am flying the Zibo mod 100%. So after that, you click on View PDF, and that's going to generate all your info here that we need to get our aircraft up and running. So we can close out this tab as long as we have this PDF here. We're good. I'm going to go ahead and file our flight plan on PilotEdge real quick. IFR, Walker Air 169. Our ICAO aircraft code is B738. We are a slant Lima, probably around 470. I imagine we're probably going to have a tailwind. John Wayne to Las Vegas at 29,000 feet, and we're going to go on the FINS 2 departure procedure, mice in transition, Quebec 6 arrival, which I will go ahead and pull up Sky Vector real quick, and I will just pull up the SID and the star so we can talk about those really quick. I have a separate computer that I have them pulled up for myself for during the flight, but this way I will be able to brief with you guys. So there's that, and then I also almost have these memorized at this point because I do this flight so often, but cool. So now we have those. Go back to that real quick. Alright, we're essentially ready to jump into the aircraft. Alright, so first thing I like to do is come over to the tablet here and click on Fuel Weight Imbalance. If you click on Payload, under Payload here, you're going to click on the 0, and then you want to look for the payload total line. Click on that, and it's going to pull up a little keypad here. So from that point, I like to come back over to our document here, and it's actually on page 3, so I'll go nice and slow so it doesn't break, so you can see right where it is. So that's page 1, page 2, and on page 3 is where our weights are, and you can see that right here. So we're looking for our payload weight. So payload is 42.5. So that's what we're going to go ahead and enter here. 42.5. This little arrow is your return key, and that'll activate that. Alright, so now we need to add our fuel. If you kind of like drag your mouse over to the left-hand side here, it'll turn from a cursor into a little left arrow, and that is because there's actually 4 pages, and you can do that on either side of this screen. There's actually 4 pages here of information that you can go through. We're really only concerned with this first page right now, though. So under fuel, again, we're going to click on that. It's going to pop that keyboard out. We're going to jump back over here and look for our fuel weight, which is 13.4. So we're going to go ahead and enter 13.4 and hit enter. Now, you're going to see it says fuel required, which is the amount we just entered, and then ACT, which is actual. And this is how much fuel we actually have. So this is less than the amount that we need. So we're going to have to put some gas in the plane. So if you hit back, then if you hit call fuel truck, and then go back to your payload, you'll actually see that number start going up. So that'll get the fuel in the aircraft for you. And from this point, I like to go ahead and go to the ground services. I like to set the chocks, make sure our lights are on nice and bright. I'm going to go ahead and open our doors. So forward entry gets an open, the aft service door, and then both our cargo doors. Go ahead and connect your GPU. And you can then go up to your overhead panel, and we're going to get this ready to go here. So right here under this white knob is your battery switch, so go ahead and hit that cover.
Robin, 197 Charlie Victor, I'm on the ground.
And I'm going to go ahead and shut that off real quick. So if you come back, then you can go ahead and go to ground power. And how I like to look at this panel, so there's a bunch of vertical lines here. You can see there's one right here running down the panel. There's one right here running down the panel. There's one right here, and then right here. And if you kind of divide it up into those vertical sections, it makes it managing this panel a lot easier. So right now we're just dealing with this little section of it right here. So we've gone ahead and turned the battery door on, got the ground power on, so that's all we need to do for that. So we're going to go one over. I like to turn these guys up, just so that way we have some lighting. Down here you want your seatbelt sign on auto, as well as the chimes on auto. That's all you really need to do for that panel. So we're going to jump one more over. All the way up at the top here, you have your window heat, so all 4 of those are going to come on. So that one you're going to skip this middle one, and then the 2 on the outside there. Probes are going to stay off for now. For your pumps, this one comes up, this one goes down. At least this is how I was taught to do this. Next panel over, trim air is going to come on. Your packs can go to auto. APU comes on. APU bleed comes on. Go ahead and set your cruise altitude in here. So we're going to cruise at flight level 290. And the landing altitude at McCarran is around 2,150. So we're going to go ahead and put that in. Alright, so yep, that is the panel pretty much done for right now at least. I'm going to go ahead and throw our nav light and logo light on as well. Also, I'm going to go back over to the tablet here on the home screen. I'm going to go ahead and click Start Flight Leg. So that way we get some sounds. Alright, so now that we've got some sounds in, I'm going to go ahead and just get our frequencies tuned in real quick. So, yeah, your overhead panel is up here. Then, if you slide over here a little bit, down here, this is your transponder down here. You have your nav 1, nav 2. Up here is COM 2 and COM 1. So I'm going to go ahead and get our COM 1 stuff dialed in real quick.
Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 1452.
Guys, the Leo's on board.
So we want clearance on 118.0.
Fly heading 175, and fly
Ground
Victor 23,
120.8.
maintain 5,000, departure 128.1, squawk 1452, 503 Bravo Charlie.
Denver 50 Bravo Charlie, reback correct.
I'm gonna get our ATIS dialed in here, so that's 126.0.
Orange.
Clearance delivery. Advise on course
In Las
heading,
Vegas on
altitude, and if flight following
32.4.
is requested. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information, Papa.
Have Papa. Always go through.
John Wayne Airport,
Twice that.
ATIS information, Papa. 1706 Zulu. Wind variable at 6. Visibility 10. 2,600 scattered. Ceiling 3,700 overcast. Temperature 18. Dew point 9er. Altimeter 3008. Arriving and departing runways 20 left, 20 right. Visual approaches in use. VFR departures, contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact you have information, Papa. Thank you, have Papa. Alright, guys. Getting ready here. We're getting there. Getting ready to call clearance here in just a moment. I'm just putting some juice in my vape so that way I have my nicotine for flight. It's terrible, don't emulate me. Okay. Getting ready to call clearance here. So let's go ahead. Oop. Get that on.
Number 2973, are you looking for a flight falling off the ground here?
No, sir, not off the ground. I was going to call when
That's
I got
traffic
up
right
and
there.
outside of the airspace here.
2973, roger, thanks. Runway 30, taxi via Alpha.
It's usually a lot of planes
Runway
at John Wayne.
30 via Alpha 2973.
Runway 3 on right, ready for close
Oh
traffic.
boy.
Scott 978 Alpha Papa, Ponce Tower, make right traffic,
Hey.
runway 31 right, clear for takeoff, port midfield each time.
Right traffic on 31 right, clear for takeoff, we'll report midfield.
We like this controller a lot.
Denver 1337, runway 21, clear for the option.
21, cleared for the option, 1337.
See if I can get a word in edgewise here.
John Wayne ground, November 503 Bravo
John Wayne
Charlie,
ground,
on the
where?
east ramp, ready to taxi.
On the east ramp. Cool, you're over here. You're right
Denver
there.
503 Bravo Charlie, John Wayne ground, runway 20 left, taxi via Alpha,
Hotel Charlie and Kilo.
Taxi via Alpha Hotel Charlie Kilo for 20 left, 3 Bravo
It's
Charlie.
terrible. I know this airport way too well. Okay, here we
John
go.
Wayne clearance, Skylane 135 Tango Delta, IFR to Palomar Airport.
Ooh, I-2 rating.
Denver 135 Tango Delta, John Wayne clearance. Clear to Palomar
This
Airport.
is the fun part, guys,
On departure,
where I have to
flight
wait.
Heading 175, clear vectors Victor T3, then S filed. Maintain 5,000.
How's everybody doing today? Feel free to say hello in the chat
30.
if you'd like.
Skylane 135 Tango Delta, cleared Palomar.
We're very happy and excited to be doing this stream and sharing the Zibo with you today.
To Victor 23, then it's filed. Maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 121, 128.1, and squawk 3330. Skylane 5 Tango Delta, back correct.
Ramona Tower, good morning, Robin 197 Charlie Victor, holding short runway 27.
Oh wow, that wasn't that guy. That guy just called for clearance. He's coming up from Alpha to Hotel Charlie and then up to Kilo.
November 197 Charlie Victor, Hawk Tower. Runway 27, clear for takeoff.
ready for takeoff, runway 27, Robin 7 Charlie Victor.
John Wayne clearance, Walker 169, IFR to McTarran with Papa.
Walker 169, John Wayne clearance, what's up? Your flight plan on file for you. I'm showing nothing.
Oh. Probably help if I file it, Walker 169, stand by.
It really would help.
Pulse Rings Tower, Skyhawk 97 Alpha Papa, midfield down.
I never pushed the file button.
Yeah, Papa,
File.
Go for the option, 3 on right, 7 Alpha Papa.
John Wayne ground, Skylane 135 Delta.
Ah, well.
Jet ramp, taxi with Papa. Number 135 Tango Delta, John Wayne ground, runway 20 left, taxi via Alpha, Hotel, Charlie, Kilo. Skylane 135 Tango Delta, runway 20 left via Alpha Hotel, Charlie, Kilo. Now Walker 169, I got it now. Now you're cleared to the Las Vegas McCarran Airport. Fins to departure, MISM transition as filed. Climb by SID, accept maintain 5,000. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 2122.
Hey, thanks. Cleared to the McCarran International Airport. Fins to departure. Mice in transition is filed. Climb via SID, accept maintain 5,000. Departure on 128.1. Squawk 2122. Walker 169.
Walker 169, you're back.
Cool. Got our clearance. Hard part's done. Except for calling for taxi, and then we're actually done with the hard stuff. And it's not hard, it's just trying to get a word in edgewise. Oh, yo, he's flying. Hey, man, mad props to you. I love this aircraft. It's a Beechcraft Baron 58, one of my favorite GA aircrafts. Kinda jealous, wish I was flying that. Anyway, if anyone hasn't dabbled with that aircraft, excellent. It's one of my favorites. They also make a rep expansion for it, which is incredible.
For 1 Papa Bravo, I'd like to do the I-4. I need a destination.
Ooh, I-4 rating.
Call for the I-4, which type aircraft?
Mooney.
Alright, so
Your destination is to be the Santa Monica Airport.
I'm going to go ahead, and if you go up, it's right above the overhead panel. So if you go up just a little bit more, I just have a view preset for that, which also for this plane I highly recommend doing. So you want to set your IRS alignment to nav,
You have a nice day as well, 137.
and that'll switch over to a line.
Ground Series 522 Papa Whiskey IFR to Van Nuys, ready for taxi.
And when that does, if you go down to your FMS here, hit FMC, hit init reference,
Right, taxi via Alpha, Juliet.
and you can go ahead and put in your airport,
Alpha Juliet, Series 2 Papa Whiskey.
which for us is John Wayne, and we're at gate 21. If you hit next page, you want this top GPS line, and if you click that, it'll put it in the scratch pad, go previous page, and you're going to put that in your IRS position here. And that's going to go ahead and align your IRS. In the realism settings in the tablet, you can configure the amount of time that takes. If you have it set to real time, just be advised it does take about 20 to 30 minutes for it to align. So don't be discouraged if it doesn't align right away. I have mine set to short, just for time's sake. But just be advised it does take quite a while. When it does align though, you'll see that just popped in, and that's how you know that it is aligned.
And then I'll give you your clearance.
Okay, cool.
So,
So, we have our clearance now, so I'm going to go ahead and brief you guys on our departure procedure, which is the fins 2. So, out of runway 20 right, we're going to climb heading 196. And then, reaching 560 feet, we're going to track heading 175 direct to Strel. So essentially, climb on heading 196 to 560 feet, then direct Strel, which we have to cross at or below 5,000 feet.
Okay, 3403.
Then making a right-hand turn to Dolph, which we have to cross at or below 8,000 feet. Making almost a 90-degree right turn over to Fins, which we have to cross at or above 10,000 feet. Another 90-degree turn to Cahill, which we're crossing above 15,000 at 280 knots. And you can see that
November
depicted
6,
right there.
Sierra Lima, Henderson,
To zoom above
Clear to
16,000
the,
and on and on and
Sacramento
on.
Executive Airport.
So we are taking the
Apollo 6
Meissen
departure.
transition. So these
808
are all your
transition,
transition points at the end
Philadelphia
here.
transition as filed.
So we've got the
Line by
Helio,
Sid.
Las Vegas, and Beale. Obviously, Las
32,
Vegas would overshoot
31.
us because that's where we're trying to go. So, and then we have Beale. Now there is a hidden transition here off of Yella, and that is where we're actually going. Is the Meissen transition, which is hidden right in there. So we're essentially just going to do a big old right-hand turn and then come out on the bottom leg here up to Meissen, and from Meissen you'll actually see that hooks up with our star. So from Meissen, we're going to fly in on the Quebec 6, most likely landing ILS runway 26
holding
left.
short of runway 20 left.
So that is our departure procedure brief, top altitude of 17,000 feet. So now, jump back into the sim, we have to get our FMS programmed.
Clear for
so if we
takeoff,
come down
20
here,
left, 3
you
Bravo
click
Charlie.
on route, and notice it'll actually put your origin airport in the scratch pad for you. So you can just go ahead and click that. We're going to Las Vegas.
John Wayne clearance, Foxtrot, Romeo, Charlie, Charlie. I refiled that flight plan looking for ILS
Arrival
clearance.
departure. On the
I-2
departure
ready.
side, we're going to depart to 0 right via the fins to Meissen transition back to the arrival departures.
Don't put the arrival and departure airport.
Sorry, I got distracted by the ATC.
Romeo, Charlie,
McCarran
Charlie,
arriving via the Quebec 6 Meissen transition for the ILS 26 left, and I just happen to know that that happens to be a Prino. And if we look over here on this chart, you'll see that Prino is the last leg on our star, so that would be our transition onto the ILS, so that is perfect.
Maintain 5,000, 128.1.
Alright, so going back to route, just going to quickly scan our legs, make sure there's no discontinuities, which there are not. Back to the route, we're going to click activate.
Departure,
And exact that.
503 Bravo Charlie.
Next, we're going to go to the perf init performance information. So before we fill this out, I'm going to go over to our tablet and just confirm that we do have our fuel and our payload in, which we do. So if you just click this, it'll populate your ground weight automatically. So under planned fuel, if you look back at this guy, so under fuel, we have 13.4. So I'm going to type 13.4.
John Wayne Tower, Skylight
Under reserves, so if you go to the first page on this document, in this planned fuel section, under FinRes, you'll see this number. This is how much is going to be our reserves. So we're going to put 2.4 in there. So since it's 2410, we're going to do 2.4.
Kilo, clear for takeoff. November 135 Tango Delta.
And it goes in the reserves. Back over, so we need our cost index now. Coming back over to this document, up here on the top, it'll actually tell you right here what your cost index is. So for us, it's 48. Go ahead and throw that in there. Jumping up to the other side here, we have our planned cruise altitude, which for us is going to be flight level 290. Alright, so now we have to enter our cruise altitude winds. So if you look right here, the average wind is 294 slant 029, 294 slant 029er. That can go in your winds. Next for ISA deviation, that's going to be average ISA right here, and ours is 0. You just want whatever this last number here is your ISA. So for us today, it's 0. And you can put that in there. And now that all this is filled out, we hit exec. Moving on to the N1 limit. This page is really easy. All you have to do is come up here, click this button, that's going to go away, and once it comes back, you're good to go. Click on the takeoff tab. So because we're at John Wayne, this is a short runway, and we are in a 737. So we're going to need to take off with flaps 10 instead of flaps 5. So we're going to go ahead and put flaps 10 in there. For your center of gravity, if you just click this, it'll auto-populate and tell you what your trim is. So that's going to be 3.5. So let's go down here. Our trim is right here. And make sure that that's set to 3.5 for departure. Cool. cool. Back over to our FMS. Gonna verify our takeoff
SoCal
speeds here.
departure, Skylane.
So we're looking for
135 Delta
148.
is
I always
at
like to add
900,
about 5 to
climbing
that, so I'm going
5,000.
to actually go ahead and come up to our auto throttle here and set that at 155. Just for a little bit of
135,
wiggle
Tango
room
Delta,
there.
this is Delta Tower. Switch over departure, I'm at 128.1.
Alright, so now our route is set. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom our map out just by a little bit here. You can see there's our right turn out, so that's exactly what we want. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button here. That'll get our terrain and radar going. And I'm going to zoom that out just by 1 notch there. Perfect. I'm also going to go ahead and get our altimeter set, so that was 3008. So it's this right here controls your altimeter, checking it right down there, and you want to make sure that both sides are set. Alright. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to pop those in the chat. I would be more than happy to answer those as we go along.
Skyhawk 50011 at Kilo, ready to taxi.
Alright, altimeter set, flight plan is set. What am I forgetting? Yeah, let's talk to our peeps here.
5011 Santa Maria ground, runway 30, taxi via Alpha.
Taxi via Alpha 305011.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today.
Skyhawk.
We're wrapping up the final paperwork here to get you on your
That's
way.
correct, Skyhawk 5011.
I want to thank you so much for your company and business. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Alright. Message from our captain, me. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to pre-program our tug here. So we get ready for pushback. If anyone sees anything that I am omitting or forgetting, please help me out and let me know. That should be pretty good right there.
Acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Alrighty. Just trying to think. What am I forgetting? Probably stuff. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for pushback now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start our APU up. So this is our APU right here. Switch that to on. You'll notice a low pressure light come on, and then what I do is I turn both the outside fuel pumps on, and then click start, hold for about 3 seconds, and you'll see this gauge come up. Once that does, you can let that go and your APU will fire up. I'm gonna go ahead and call our tug. One thing I did forget to do, arm our emergency lights. So need to do that as well. Alright, got our tow coming up. APU's coming online. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of our stuff set for departure here, so we're gonna depart heading 196. Heading 196. And altitude, perfect. Everything's good to go now. I'm gonna also go ahead and arm our speed brake, which is right over here. I just have a button for it on my throttle, so I'm gonna go ahead and arm that for takeoff. Alright, tow's connecting up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for departure. So once you have your flight legs started, once you click your anti-collision beacon, it's going to go ahead and shut all your doors and get everything ready for you. Just do a once over around, make sure all of our stuff is closed. It is.
Alright, we've got everyone's
John Wing clearance moving 141 Papa Bravo IFR to Santa Monica for the I-4.
And 2.
141 Bravo, John Wayne clearance, standby.
2122. Get our transponder on here.
Understood ground, citation 653 Sierra Lima, ready for taxi in the intersection of Foxtrot and Alpha.
Number 653 Sierra Lima, Henderson ground. Where you parked?
We're near the terminal at the intersection of Foxtrot and Alpha.
Number 3 Sierra Lima, right 3 left taxi via Alpha.
35 left the Alpha, 3 Sierra Lima.
Alright, gonna call for pushback here. John Wayne ground, Walker 169, request push and start on Alpha with Papa.
Alright, Walker 169, you call for taxi, I was coordinating.
Affirmative. Walker 169, push on Alpha.
Walker 169, push on Alpha, approved, expect 20 right, sir.
Push on Alpha approved, we'll expect 20 right, Walker 169, thank you.
And the guy for clearance, that's Mooney 141 Bravo, correct?
Alright.
Correct.
Let's start our pushback.
1 second.
Starting pushback, and you may start.
Mooney 141 Bravo, clear to Santa Monica Airport after departure. Flight heading 230. Beta vectors to Seal Beach, then style. Maintain 2,000. Expect 6,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1.
Haha, whoops.
Squawk 61.
Whoops, I didn't go to APU power.
John Wayne Airport.
Whoops.
Santa Monica file heading 230 vectors to...
Yeah, make sure you do that. Switch off the ground power before you push back. Don't be me. And it's good. Get our lights ready for takeoff.
November 1 Papa Bravo, correct? This is for the I-4 rating, correct?
And now we'd like you to pay attention to the following safety video.
Give you guys a little safety briefing here.
Charlie holding short, runway 25 right, ready for takeoff.
Charlie 5 short, runway Charlie, runway tower, runway 20 right at Kilo. Swift takeoff, wind variable.
We recommend you keep
Clear
your
for takeoff,
seatbelt
Romeo
fastened
Charlie.
at all times, as turbulence can occur unexpectedly.
As we prepare for takeoff, please be sure your seat back and tray table are up and carry-on baggage is under a seat.
Smoking is not allowed at any time. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors in the lavatories may result in a fine.
U.S. law requires passengers to comply with all signs and crew member instructions about seatbelts and smoking.
So that you may follow along, we have provided a safety instruction card in your seat pocket.
All exits on this airplane are clearly marked. Please refer to the safety instruction card to locate your nearest exit. Keep in mind, the closest exit may be behind you. On this airplane,
Ooh,
life
weather
rafts are
update.
located in ceiling compartments. Each cabin exit door and some exits over the wings are equipped with an evacuation slide. Some slides, except those over the wings, may also be used as rafts. This aircraft has escape path lighting in the aisle. Red lights or an exit sign will indicate you have reached an exit. In an emergency evacuation, leave all carry-on bags behind and quickly proceed to the nearest exit.
If the aircraft cabin loses pressure, the panel above your seat containing oxygen masks will open automatically.
While remaining seated with your seatbelt fastened, quickly reach for the nearest mask and pull down firmly to start the flow of oxygen.
Put the yellow cuff over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic band over your head and tighten by pulling the straps on either side. Breathe normally.
Even though oxygen is flowing, the plastic bag may not inflate.
Remote to ground, Cessna 192 Juliet Papa, IFR Palomar, request clear.
A life vest is located under the seat or between seats. The safety instruction card shows the exact location.
To use the vest, open the cover by pulling the red tab or compartment handle to break the seal.
Alright, 10 million, aircraft Sky 192 Juliet Pop,
Put the vest
monogram,
over your head.
clear to Palomar Airport.
Wrap the strap around your waist.
Via the runway 27 departure procedure to
Once
Robin,
outside, pull down on
Victor
the red tab
208.
to inflate the vest.
Oceanside,
red tube on the side
direct.
of the nest. There is also a light that will
Maintain
illuminate
5,000.
contact with water. Never
Departure
inflate the vessel
frequency
inside the aircraft.
119.6,
If necessary.
squawk 4515.
And Cessna 192 Juliet Papa is cleared to the Palomar Airport via the Ramona runway 27 departure procedure, Robin, Victor 208, Oceanside, VOR direct, climb maintain 5,000, departure frequency 119.6, squawk 4515.
Number 2, Juliet Papa, reback correct.
Runway Tower, November 511, Kilo, individual 2 right.
7 ready for VFR departure to the north.
Hand signal will be
Number 5134 Kilo, John Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 20 right, 5134 Kilo.
Charlie 5, runway Charlie, contact depart.
Contact departure, over Charlie.
5001, West Runway Tower, runway 30, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff on 30, 50011. Remote ground, Cessna 192 Juliet Papa, North Ramp FBO, ready to taxi with information Echo.
Number 192 Juliet Papa, remote ground, runway 27, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 270 Alpha, 2 Juliet Papa.
And 2 is, I'm checking the microphone, there's some distortion in there somewhere.
Oh, is that for 2 Juliet Papa?
Yes.
Okay, I'll check, thanks.
Papa Bravo West ramp, ready to taxi.
Downwind Tower, November 5134 Kilo. My pipe failed and I skidded all the way down to the end of the runway and it seemed to have parked itself. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect here. Have a good day.
For Kilo, get skills, pay the bills, we'll see you later. Alright, Walker 169, you ready to taxi? Who's calling for taxi?
Mooney 141 Papa Bravo, I'm on the west ramp, John Wayne.
Mooney 14 Papa Bravo taxi, runway 20 right by Bravo and Kilo.
20 right, Bravo Kilo, and Papa Bravo.
I just realized I have my mic muted. I am so sorry, everybody.
Henderson Tower, Institutional 65TC, on ready to go, 35 left.
Stage 6530 Lima Harrison Tower, runway 35 left, clear off, wind variable at 5.
Clear for takeoff, 35 left, 30 Lima.
John Wayne Ground, Walker 169's on Alpha. We're ready to taxi with Papa.
Under 169, coming ground runway 20 right, taxi via Alpha, Lima, cross runway 20 left.
20 right via Alpha Lima, cross 20 left on Lima, Walker 169.
John Wayne, delivery, good day, DBM 5 Golf Lima information, Papa and 900 requesting IFR to Meadows.
And when taxiing, I find if you keep the center line over this fire warning, that's pretty much where your center wheel is, so.
November 5 Golf Lima. John Wayne clearance on request.
Roger.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and get our lights set to cross the runway here. Strobe light can come on. I'm gonna get everybody's. Get the flight attendant seated for takeoff. Get our landing lights on.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Mona Tower, Cessna 1902, Julia Papa, ready for departure, IFR.
Number 3 Sierra Lima, contact departure.
Over to departure, 3 Sierra Lima.
Number 192 Juliet Papa. Number Tower, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27, Ramona, to Julia Papa.
Approaching
John Wayne Tower, moving
0
Alright, cross, no traffic, no traffic.
Ready 1 full and Bravo, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right at Kilo, clear for takeoff, line variable 6.
20 right at
Clear
Kilo.
for takeoff, 20 right, 1 Bravo.
Ah, there he is, right there. Alright, I'm gonna give Tower a call here, get our departure in on 128.1. John Wayne Tower, Walker 169, holding short 20 right at Lima.
Walker 169, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, line up and wait, traffic departing in front of you, the Mooney.
Line up and wait, 20 right, Walker 169.
For 5 Golf Lima, you're cleared to the Bakersfield Airport. Muscle Lake, Seal Beach as filed. Maintain 5,000.
Approaching 20
Expect
right.
At flight level 220, 5 minutes after departure. The departure frequency 128.1, squawk 5513.
I'm going real slow because
Destination, Bakersfield Meadows.
we're gonna get deferred for traffic anyway, so.
Seal Beach, transition, initial climb 5,000, expecting flight of 220 in 5 minutes. And frequency 128.1, squawking 5513, 5 Golf Lima.
5 Golf Lima, are you back correct?
Thank you.
On runway 20 right.
Number 1 Papa Bravo, got a departure.
Going to departure.
Walker 169, runway 20 right, clear for takeoff, wind and variable at 6. Use caution, traffic is up Mooney, just departed. He's on a 230 heading.
Clear for takeoff 20 right, we do have the departing traffic in sight, Walker 169. Alright, spool to 60. This is a very short runway, so I like to spool it with the brakes still on. Here we go.
Number 308 traffic, John Wayne clearance, clear Palomar Airport, on departure, fly heading 175, later vectors Victor 25, then as filed, maintain 5,000, expect 7,000, 5 minutes after departure frequency 128.1.
Hello, crosswind.
Clear to Palomar via heading 175 and radar vector 7 as filed. Maintain 5,000, expect 7, 5 minutes after departure, 125.
Oh boy. Come on, plane. Hurry up.
Feet remaining. 500 remaining.
Positive rate, gear up.
East ground, stay home. Okay, 234 Alpha Bravo.
400. Alright, let's switch over to the autopilot. Alright, gears up, that can go back to off, and how we doing on speed here?
Contact departure 2 Juliet.
Number 234 Bravo San Luis ground. Walker 169, got after.
Over to departure, Walker 169. Alright, flaps can come up. And over to departure.
Departure 192 Juliet Papa out of Ramona, 4,000 for 5,000 and requesting the ILS 24 into Palomar.
192 Juliet Papa, SoCal departure, radar contact flighting 360 and maintain 4,200 vector ILS approach.
Okay, 360, 4,200 for runway 24 ILS Palomar. SoCal approach 141 Papa Bravo, level 2,000.
Air 5 Tango Delta, 3 miles from ESCON.
Alright, there's Strel, we're tracking towards Dolph now.
3,600 to establish localized and cleared ILS runway 24 approach.
George 733 Papa exit at 4,000, looking for the RNAV.
Everybody stand by. Air 3 Bravo Charlie, where are you going? I need you on the localizer. The heading is 240. You don't need to be on a 180 heading for the localizer. Plus or minus a couple degrees. Roger, 3 Bravo Charlie. Air 5 Tango Delta, the last instruction was maintain 120 knots. Still showing you really fast. Flight heading 180.
And I'm going to go ahead, actually, for our climb, just so that we don't violate that speed restriction. I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there. Just manage our speed a little bit better.
Alpha 1 Papa Bravo, flighting 010, John Victor 8. I maintain 6,000. You radar contact.
1 Papa Bravo, repeat heading.
Oh my god.
Don't have time. Stand by. 5 Tango Delta, flight heading 180. Actually, Juliet Papa, 5 miles from ESCON, turn left heading 270. Correction, make it 280 heading. Maintain 3,600 to establish localized and cleared ILS runway 24 approach.
280, cleared to the ILS runway 24, 2 Juliet Papa.
Or 141 Papa Bravo 010.
010, 1 Papa Bravo.
Or 7 Charlie Victor, contact SoCal approach 128.1.
1.1 for Robin 7 Charlie Victor.
Or 678, Eclipse 678, descend via Kepic 6 arrival. Three Papa X-ray, 1 to approach, flight present heading, maintain 3,600 to establish, final approach course cleared, RNAV runway 26 approach. The, actually I got the wrong heading for you, it should be a 230 heading, 230 heading.
Man, it's busy right now.
230 until established for 733 Papa X-ray.
5 Tango Delta, flight heading 090. 3 Bravo Charlie, contact Palomar Tower 118.6. 118.6, 3 Bravo Charlie. Charlie. 2 Juliet Papa, flighting 270 to join.
270 to join, 2 Juliet Papa.
So, Cal departure, Walker 169 at 5,000.
197 Charlie Victor 6,000.
Walker 169, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb via SID.
Climb via SID, Walker 169. Which means we're going up to 17,000.
308.
08, 7 Charlie.
And sometimes it doesn't like to go right away, so if you hit level change and then back to VNAV, it'll make that change for you.
12 miles from the airport. You're not going to be able to intercept the approach here. Turn right, heading 090, cancel approach clearance, maintain 4,000. Alright, number 5 Tango Delta, flighting 360. 3 Pop X-ray, turn right, heading 090, maintain 4,000, cancel approach clearance.
The 2 Juliet Papa has Romeo at Pelham.
2 Juliet Papa, thank you.
pretty bumpy up here today.
Air 5 Tango Delta flighting 360. Two Papa Whiskey, turn right heading 090.
090, 2 Papa Whiskey.
Walker 169, contact Los Angeles Center 133.2.
133.2, Walker 169. Alright, that's 10,000 feet. These guys come off.
2 Papa Whiskey, 3 miles from Humber, turn right, heading 130. Maintain 5,000 until established localized cleared ILS, runway 16 right approach. Air 7 Charlie Victor, cleared, direct popper, join Santa Monica 125 radio, resume on navigation.
Los Angeles Center, Walker 169 at 11,700, climbing climbing via the fins 2. Can't talk.
Walker 169, Los Angeles Center, climb maintain flight level 290.
Climb maintain flight level 290, Walker 169. Uh,
135 Tango Delta flighting 270.
to the cruise now.
Air 135 Tango Delta, while we have a moment here, see if you can figure out why your mic stopped transmitting. I can't hear any of your responses. I don't know if your push to talk is not working or if your mic is turned off or disconnected, but something happened there. I hear nothing when I give you an instruction. Yeah, I can hear
Alright.
the carrier of the transmission, but the mic is completely muted. Air 2 Julia Papa, contact Palomar Tower 118.6.
I'm gonna turn these off because these are depressing the hell out of me. Can't wait for Vulcan. Like the actual Vulcan release, not the beta.
135 Tango Delta with SoCal approach. I hear you now. Thank you. Air 5 Tango Delta, no problem. 3 miles from ESCON, maintain 3,600 till established localized. Cleared ILS runway 24 approach. CFRCC contact SoCal approach 119.6.
Also, some shameless airline promotion. If anyone would like to become a member of Walker Air, feel free to send me a note in the chat here, and I can put you in touch with our CEO and see about getting you to be a pilot on Walker Air. Highly rewarding. We have an insane number of planes in our fleet. We have over 15,000 different routes to choose from all over the world. It's incredible. Honestly, our CEO has done a great job, so some shameless promotion about Walker Air there. Plus, you get all these fun skins. Or libraries, or whatever they're called.
CFRCC flighting 090, advise you have ATIS.
Jump back into the cockpit here. About to hit our transition altitude, so let's go to standard altimeter. And our speed brake can go to off. Or auto brake can go to off.
That's 653 Sierra Lima, Los Angeles Center, climb maintain flight 300.
300, 3 Sierra Lima.
Air 5 Tango Delta, contact Palomar Tower 118.6, have a good land.
Excuse me. Heading out of the Los Angeles area, that's LA right down there.
Lighting 090 vector on approach course.
Getting there. Gonna go down here and switch our ATIS over to McCarran, so that way when it comes in, it comes in.
Team 5 Golf Lima, SoCal departure, radar contact, lighting 250, climb maintain 8000.
LA Center, jet 54678, level 1313,000, unable, speed restriction at Claire, we can give you 220 on the speed.
Course 54678, just be aware Eclipse Jet is an actual operator call sign for it's operate Eclipses, but Las Vegas approach, maintain 220 knots, Las Vegas altimeter 29905, Zip Tango.
Okay, you're coming in broken, 220 on the knots, altimeter 29905, 678.
I advise you have information, Tango.
That's some mountains down there.
We have Tango at Las Vegas 678.
Other aircraft state.
Sounds like we have some traffic ahead of us.
TVM 5 Golf Lima, SoCal departure, clear to Rexfield Beach, resume on navigation, climb maintain 17,000.
Oh, one thing that I forgot to do that I do like to do is right down here, this main panel knob, I do like to go ahead and turn that up, just gives all the back text a little bit of light. It's a little easier to read. So, as you can see, our top of climb and top of descent are pretty close, so will be a very short cruise today.
Charlie Sierra, SoCal departure, radar contact. I'll maintain 7,000. For 54678, contact Las Vegas approach 125.9.
125.9er, good day, 678.
Looks like we definitely have traffic ahead of us.
Eclipse 5468 Las Vegas approach, altimeter 29905, advise, you said you had a Tango, expect ILS runway 26 left approach. And a note about the call sign, Eclipse Jet is an operator call sign. Eclipse Jet is an operator call sign. Just Eclipse is fine.
Alright, looks like we're almost at our cruise here.
Golf Lima contact Los Angeles Center 125.27.
Alright, there's the level off. Just gonna go ahead and let them know.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, we're going to now at cruising altitude.
I'm maintain level 220.
We're going to go ahead and turn off the fasten seatbelts on. I'd like to kindly ask if you are staying in your seats to keep those seatbelts comfortably fastened for your safety.
One Papa Bravo contact, SoCal approach 134.2.
Delays either. We're going to stay quiet up here, have you enjoy the
Charlie Sierra, clear direct. Passive, then fly heading 110 back to Palomar Airport. Passive, Pacific.
For anybody just joining us, we just reached our cruising altitude at flight level 290, 29,000 feet. We are currently en route to Las Vegas.
Bravo. SoCal approach, Santa Monica, Altimeter 3008, advise you have weather report request. One Papa Bravo, route across darts, 4,300, and then descend to maintain 3,000, spectators approach runway 21.
I have to say, I absolutely... Oop, that was a weather update, just noticed that. Sorry, I heard our engine spooling down. I was like, what is going on? Speaking of which, for descent, I have to go ahead and put our engines to idle. Every time I do that, though, it turns my auto throttle off, because it's a jerk. We are approaching the top of our descent here, though, so I would expect to be cleared down here shortly. Obviously, we can't descend until we get clearance from the ATC, though. So just patiently waiting for that. That's our turn to trek toward Meissen. However, let's actually, for everyone else here, let's go ahead and brief our arrival. So we're coming up on Meissen here. That's flight level 240. We're supposed to cross it at flight level 240. However, we haven't been given our descent clearance yet, so going to hold off on that. Then we have 49 miles to... Oh, that's the ATIS coming in. So I'll try and make this fast. We have to cross Kalar at 13,000 and at 250 knots.
Altitude, and if flight following is requested, read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions.
This is the weather at McCarran.
On initial contact, you have information Tango.
Have Tango.
Las Vegas McCarran International Airport. ATIS information Tango. 1756 Zulu. Wind variable at 3. Visibility 10.
The flight attendants are circulating with drinks right now, Frank.
Temperature 20. Dew point 3. Altimeter 29 or 5. Arriving runways 19 left. 19 right. 26 left. Departing runways 19 left. 19 right. 26 right. Visual approaching IFR departures. Contact clearance delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
You still got a part right in here to check in radar contact.
Short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Tango.
Have Tango. Get rid of that.
Bob Whiskey.
This is going to be a very fast descent because we haven't gotten our descent clearance yet. I'm going to go ahead and ask for it.
Walker 169, descend via Kepik 6 around.
Descend via the Kepik 6, Walker 169. Ha! Didn't have to. Alright, so the Kepik 6 goes all the way down to 8,000. So I'm going to go ahead and set that altitude in. And let's get down.
25 Whiskey, same intentions.
Folks from the flight deck, we've started our descent. Should have you on the ground in about 15 minutes. Want to thank you so much for your company and business, and hope to see you again with us sometime very soon.
25 Whiskey, roger, flighting 270, maintain 4,000, vector LDA Charlie. Approach, expect circle runway 16 left.
Frank, if you do have a drink order, you might want to put that in with a flight attendant here shortly, as the service is going to stop once we get below 10,000 feet.
Charlie Sierra, have your request. Contact SoCal approach 119.6.
Go ahead and check our descent progress. We are still about 3,000 feet high at this point. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of speed brake.
30 Charlie Sierra SoCal approach. Expect ILS runway 24 approach. Palomar altimeter has disappeared on my standby. Palomar altimeter 3009.
Go ahead and check again.
Eclipse 678 cleared ILS runway 26.
Alright, we're doing much better now. About 700 high. I'm going to go ahead and switch back over to VNAV and retract our speed brakes. Alright. Now we're going down to Klar at 13,000. I just like the wing view. going to go ahead and get our altimeter dialed in because we're going to cross the transition altitude here shortly. So that was 299.5. Get that set on both sides here. I'm also going to go ahead and get our minimums programmed in, which is about 2,500 feet. Alright. And we'll do 26, that's fine. There are published minimums, I'm just lazy and don't feel like looking them up.
One proper Bravo, unable to continue for the I rating. You deviated from your routing. Same pitches.
Oh, sucks for them. Anyway, back to briefing our departure or our arrival real quick. We're on this leg right now. We're gonna cross Clara at 13,000 at 250 knots to track towards Skiver, then up to Kepik at 13,000, toward Ipumi at 11,000 and 230 knots.
Going to the mall. If you have a couple intersections to make right turns at and left turns, you still have to go from the last turn to the mall to get to the destination. To stop at out in the parking lot or whatever. So it's the route is the whole thing from departure to destination, all connected. So yes, at Darts you should have turned to finish off your route.
Oh. Anyway, we're gonna cross Ipumi at 11,000 at 230 knots, Nipso at 9,000, Sunset at 8,000 at 210 knots, and then basically we're just gonna keep that up to chips, and then we're gonna slow down, make our base turn, and then turn final.
Walk over Bravo, heading 160, report to airfield site. Walker 169, Las Vegas, altimeter 2995.
905, Walker 169. And for anyone who is just joining, the call sign to listen out for is Walker 169. That is us. Alright, gonna jump outside the aircraft here. So, this is Mount Charleston right here. It's an excellent place to go hiking. I really enjoy going up there and getting out of the insanity that is Las Vegas. It's a really good hiking area up there. So this is for Frank, because I know you live in Vegas. This is the Mount Charleston mountain ridge, and then right over that is the valley here. So light speed is like right over here. If that gives you any indication about where we're coming into the valley from. So like Red Rock is like right over here. This is the west side of Vegas. East side is this thinner ridge way up there. Henderson's like right here, Summerlin up here, and North Vegas up there. I'm going to get our approach controller dialed in, because we should be getting that handoff shortly. 125.90. So this knob right here allows you to change your display distance. So this is zooming it out, zooming it in. So that's just the way I used to kind of be able to see the waypoints a little easier.
4,000 until established. Localizer cleared. LVA Charlie approach. Specs circle runway 1.
The green stuff that's coming in is terrain, and you can see that directly ahead of us we have a little bit of terrain here, about 30 miles away, we have some bigger mountains out ahead of us that you can see out there.
60, maintain 160 knots.
So that's just showing that. So this is the, or no, that's way further away. It's showing this stuff right here. Yeah, because we're going to turn and track down this mountain ridge here and then cross it a little closer to Mount Charleston here.
Walker 169, contact Las Vegas approach 125.9er.
125.9er, Walker 169. If anyone was curious how I knew that ahead of time, it says it on your chart right here, Las Vegas approach controller on 025. I just know this route well enough, I guess. I don't know. Las Vegas approach, Walker 169 at 13,000 with Tango.
Walker 169, Las Vegas approach, expect approach 126 left, altimeter 299.5.
Expect the visual, 26 left, 905, Walker 169. Alright, we're going to get the visual, 28 left, correction, 26 left. So that's Mount Charleston right there. You can see the Las Vegas Valley coming in over here. Lake Mead, you can kind of see right out there. They do not simulate the Hoover Dam very well.
Approach Robin 7 Charlie Victor, request RNF Yang runway 26 into Camarillo.
That's Las Vegas Airport right there, I think. Might turn around. I don't know. It'll draw the scenery better as we get closer to it. I have it set pretty low at the moment just because of streaming.
Are you just off course or did you join the VOR radio?
So I have the world object set to pretty low, so I apologize for that.
And I am off the radio.
Right. 25 Whiskey. Do you have the airport site, 12 o'clock, 10?
Affirmative, airport in sight.
Alright, number 25 Whiskey, Clippers approach runway 16 right.
Cleared visual 16 right, 2 Papa Whiskey.
25 Whiskey, contact Van Nuys Tower, 119.3.
Off the tower, Sears 2 Papa Whiskey, good day.
3 Sierra Lima, contact Oakland Center, 127.45. Eclipse 678, contact Las Vegas Tower 119.9er.
119.9er, Eclipse 678.
Departure Sky 80 November, 5,000 feet.
Alright, we're turning in. Gonna be heading down to about 11,000 here shortly. After I Pumi, I'm gonna get the flight attendant seated for arrival and get all of our lights on and all that fun stuff.
197 Charlie Victor 6000.
197 Charlie Victor, SoCal approach, flight 300, Vector RNAV approach.
Heading 300 the RNF.
And there's our top of descent down to 11,000.
Sierra, resume normal speed, flighting 360, so maintain 4,200.
Resume normal speed, second heading for Charlie Shaw, I'm sorry.
Alright, Charlie Shaw, flighting 340.
340 normal speed and down to 4,200, 8 Charlie Shaw.
CFRCC flighting 140.
140 CFRCC.
There's the airport. Got it in sight finally. There's the strip. It'll draw it in better, like I said, as we get closer. There it goes.
Contact Oakland Center 127.45.
127.45, Sky.
So you got the high rollers, Stratosphere, the Luxor, all of them really. You got McCarran right here. So we'll be landing on this runway right here. So we're gonna fly past it, circle all the way back around, and then come back in.
I would like to approach from Kitech 7 Charlie.
I'm gonna go ahead and get our flight crew ready for arrival here.
Lieutenant Spur for landing, please.
Gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return to your seats. Be sure your seatbelts are securely fastened and store your tray tables. Place any carry-on luggage you may have taken out during the flight either behind the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. Flight plans will be passing through the cabin one last time. Go up to any remaining service setups. We will be landing shortly.
Does not like to draw the strip when the settings are this low, but
First 7 Charlie Victor, clear direct Kitech, cross Kitech 6000, clear on Avenue with 26 approach.
Direct Kitech at 6000, cleared RNF 26, Robin 6.
Alright, Charlie Sierra, turn left heading 210.
Left turn heading 108, Charlie Shot.
Alright, Charlie Sierra, to maintain 3600.
To maintain 3600, Charlie Shot.
normally when I am flying, I don't have the settings this low, so it does draw it in for me. But
Sierra 3 miles, correction, 4 miles from Ascon. Maintain 3,600 till established, local hours cleared out, left runway 24 approach.
3,600 until established, clear to the ILS 24 approach, HRS.
Alright, we're under 10,000 feet now.
Las Vegas Airport, 10 o'clock and 7 miles port side.
We got the field in sight, Walker 169.
Walker 169, clear visual approach, 126 left, 5 mile final, contact Las Vegas Tower 119.9.
Clear visual, 26 left on a 5 mile final, we'll contact Tower, Walker 169.
5 Golf Lima, contact Vegas Speed approach 118.8.
SoCal approach, Skyhawk 7421 Alpha.
Alright. Down to 5,500.
7421 Alpha, SoCal approach.
And I'm going to go ahead and set flaps 5.
Bakersfield approach, good day, DBM 5 Golf Lima.
And add in some spoilers.
And information India, DBM 900.
DBM 5 Golf Lima, Bakersfield approach, flight present heading, join runway 30 right, localize expect visual approach, runway 30 right, and maintain 5,000.
Roger, maintain present heading to join localizer for 30 right, I'm expecting ILS for 30 right, descend and maintain 5,000, 5 Golf Lima.
5 Golf Lima, correct, expect ILS approach, sorry.
Yeah, ILS 30 right, thank you.
Negative, not clear to expect.
Expect ILS 5 Golf Lima.
CFRCC flighting 180.
180 CFRCC.
SoCal departure.
So we're going to fly over this mountain and then turn around and head in to land.
374 Echo Delta. SoCal departure, radar contact. I maintain 9,000.
Okay, climb maintain 9,000 for Echo Delta.
4 Echo Delta, correction, climb maintain 7,000.
Okay, 7,000 for now for Echo Delta.
I'm going to go flaps 10. Switching over to heading mode.
CFRCC 5 miles from ESCON, sliding 210, maintain 3,600 till established localized, cleared ILS runway 24 approach.
SoCal departure, November 135 Sierra, 1,600, climbing 3,290, and just at the 170 radio from the Los Angeles VOR for Limbo.
4 Echo Delta, flighting 080, join Victor 186, resume 1 nav.
080 to join Victor 186.
I'm going to go ahead and get tower dialed in. I'm 119.9er.
SoCal departure, radar contact. When you're... once you talk to ATC and ATC knows what you're doing, you don't need to report all that. All you need to report is your call time and altitude. Climb maintain 4,000.
Climb maintain 4,000, November 2135 Sierra.
Harry, Charlie Sierra, contact Palomar Tower 18.6.
Go to Palomar Tower, H. Charlie Sierra.
There's our runway.
Or 5 Gulf Lima, 1 mile from fast, still flighting 330, maintain 2,500 till established localized, cleared ILS runway 30 right approach.
Okay, fly heading 330.
Turning final now. We're going to go flaps 30, and we're going to put our gear down. Speed brakes armed.
5 Gulf Lima, 2,500.
Okay, descent 2,500, 5 Gulf Lima.
And departure, 13520 with you, 2,500.
13520, SoCal departure, radar contact, cancel altitude restriction.
Roger, my discretion, thank you.
Reduce to final approach speed, and we're going to contact tower.
500 with Foxtrot, this is for the Cat 8 Piper Aztec, Papa Alpha 23 Golf, Mike Golf.
You want 3,500?
Roger.
Aztec 48 Juliet, on departure, fly runway heading, maintain VFR at or below 1,500 until advised. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 1771.
Departure flight runway heading, maintain at or below 1,500. Departure frequency 120.
I'm just going to ham fly her in
177
from here.
For 48 Juliet, you're back correct.
Get rid of that alarm.
Number 147 Charlie Delta, John McFerrin, clear to Santa Monica Airport on departure, thing 230. Radar vectors, Teal Beach, then as filed. Maintain 2,000, expect 6,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 3737.
Cleared to KFO, upon departure return, right heading 230, radar vectors Seal Beach VOR, then as filed, altitude 3,000, expect 6,000 at 5 minutes after departure, frequency 128.1, squawk 3737, 07 Charlie Delta.
Number 7 Charlie Delta, are you back correct? Walker 169, Vegas Tower, runway 26 left, clear, land.
Cleared to land 26 left, Walker 169.
Number 54678, cross runway 1 right and 1 left.
Didn't even have to ask.
1 right,
Approaching
1 left,
26 left.
Anybody else standing by?
Yeah, 5 Papa X-ray, runway.
Wish me luck, guys.
Put up
Oh,
X-ray.
hi.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 500. 400. 300.
November 5 Papa X-ray. Advise when you have information. I'm working on your route now.
100.
Confirm, we got information Quebec 5 Papa X-ray.
30. 20.
5 Papa X-ray, roger. You're clear to the
Long landing. Long landing.
On departure, flight heading 175. Radar vectors Seal Beach, then as filed. Maintain 5,000. Expect 13,000, 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1. Squawk 6635.
King of Papa Pictures, clear to Big Bear City. On departure flight 175, radar vector Seal Beach, 95, expect 13 in 5. Departure is 128.1 and squawk 6635.
Papa X-ray, you're back, correct.
And Bakersfield Tower, DPM 5 Golf Lima, short finals 30 right ILS.
5 Golf Lima, Bakersfield Tower, runway 30 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, 30 right, 5 Golf Lima.
Palmer Tower, Atrium, Cheers, 824, Alpha 5.
Pretty good, taxi.
Number 2348, Juliet Center, upper ground, runway 25, taxi via Juliet.
Runway 25, taxi via Juliet, 224 Juliet.
Walker 169, taxi gate via Alpha 6, Bravo, cross 26 right, this frequency, see you later.
Gate via Alpha 6 and Bravo. Stay with you, Walker 169. Have a good one. I did not read that back even close to correct, but...
I'm going to try Charlie Palmer Tower, runway 24, clear to land.
I know where I'm going. He knows where I'm going.
Charlie Palmer Tower.
Cross 26 right on Alpha 6. Taxi to, to the gate via Bravo. Bravo 5, but whatever.
Approaching 08 left.
Alright, Charlie 5, I'm going to Charlie, if you hit the transmission ident.
Palmer Tower, November 30, shows big 4, Alpha 5.
Quebec Tower, system 13520, it's 3,500, we have the field in sight. 13520, Burbank.
Oops, I turned a little early.
Left downwind for 15, 520.
Oh no, I didn't.
Correction, right downwind, runway 15. Well, right downwind.
I'm good.
For 15, 520.
Camarillo Tower, good day, Robin 197, Charlie Victor, RNF Yankee 26.
Robin 197, Charlie Victor, Christian, Camarillo Tower, runway 26, clear to land, wind 240.
Clear land, runway 26.
And if you guys want, I'll give you a little replay of the landing here once we get to the gate.
Parked west of the FBO facilities, ready for taxi with Quebec.
Then we're popping up X-ray, John Wayne Ground. Runway 20 right, taxi via Bravo, Lima.
20 right, yeah, Bravo, Lima, 5 o'clock, sorry.
Palmer Tower, go shows clear 24. Number 2 Papa, Christian. Number HIC, taxi to ramp via Alpha. Ramp via Alpha, Charlie, we got a pass to the island, I2? Yeah. No, Roger, thank you.
Bakersfield, DPM 5 Golf Lima, vacated. Request taxi to Atlantic Aviation.
For 520, only 15 land. 15 clear land, 520. And number 5 Golf Lima, taxi to
Runway ground, Sears 17 Charlie Delta, ACI jet, taxi with Quebec for the I-4.
Number 5 Golf Lima, taxi to ramp by Alpha.
Hurry, fuel truck.
Alpha to ramp 5 Golf Lima, thanks, bye.
Bye-bye.
These trucks are suicidal.
Charlie ground, runway 20 left, taxi via Alpha, Hotel, Charlie, Kilo.
Alpha Hotel Charlie, go to runway 20 left, Sierra 7 Charlie Delta.
Number 520, do you want patterns or do you want a full stop? This would be a full stop for 13520. 520, roger, runway 15, clear to land. 15 clear land.
Alright, let's get our ground power on. Set the checkbox. Switch over to ground power here, and we can go ahead and cut our engines.
Number 2348 Juliet, Santa Barbara Tower, runway 25.
Prepare for arrival and cross-check, thank you.
Alright everybody, welcome to Las Vegas. Local time 11:44. And we really hope you enjoyed the stream and look forward to seeing you on a future flight. Have a fabulous day, everybody.